This is Clay Rooks at City College, and I'd like to talk to you about how you format a college paper. There are several things that you need to look at when you are looking at the proper design of a college paper, such as the margins, the spacing, the pagination, the fonts, and the title. First, with the margins. Your margins should be 1 inch on the top and the bottom, and 1 inch to 1 1/4 inches on the sides. You can use the default in MS Word or in WordPerfect. Those will work fine. As for the spacing, you want to double space your document. All your lines from the top to the very bottom to the very last line, you simply double space. There are very few exceptions to this. With pagination, put your last name and the page number in the upper right-hand corner of every page of your document. For fonts, use a 12-point font. They're a very readable font. The suggested fonts are Times New Roman, Arial, or Courier. Any of those will work fine. As for titles, you should always title your paper. All documents have titles. Even email has a subject line, which is a title line. You should put your title in the middle of the page of your paper at the top. Do not put quote marks around it. Do not make it bold. Do not underline. Do not italicize. Don't put it in color. Simply center the title and put it at the top of the page. There's a few things here I want you to look at as we look at this format. The margins, as you can see, top 1 inch, side 1 inch to 1 1/4 inch on each side. This makes a nicely framed paper. I want you to take a closer look at this document here a little bit. If you notice in the upper right-hand corner, put your last name and your page number on every page. And then see the title. The title should be simply centered, the major words capitalized, but nothing else. No quote marks, no bold, no underlining, no italicizing. Just center the title, use capitals. I want to look here over at the ID block in the upper left, if you will. These are the major elements of this block, and they need to be done in this order. First of all is the student name. That's you. Second is your instructor's name. Now, this one is labeled professor, but it could be doctor or it could just be the name. Any of those are fine. Next, it should be followed by the course name and the course number. And this should be followed by the due date of the assignment. Note, don't put the date that you do the assignment. Put the date that the assignment is due. Okay? And then notice, from the very top of the document all the way through the document, all the lines are simply double spaced all the way through. There are rare exceptions to this. If you just double space all the way through, you'll be fine. And then notice in the paragraph, the first line of each paragraph should be indented 1 tab. Now, in electronic documents and that, they don't tend to indent them, but the format for college papers is still double space the lines in the paragraph and indent the first line of every paragraph 1 tab. This format is used basically for short papers and for essays. So if you take a good look at this, you can see what that format visually should look like when you are doing a paper. Now, there are occasions when you will need what's known as a cover page. This is mostly for long documents and research papers. Notice that the information in the middle is double spaced in blocks. The first block is the title and the author. That information gets double spaced. The bottom block is the name of the course and the course number, the name of the teacher or professor, and the due date, also double spaced. Notice there is no page number on a cover sheet. Up at the top, there's no page number. Now, this information, the first set of information on the title and the author, is roughly 1/3 of the way down the page from the top. And the information in the second block, which is the course name and number, the name of the instructor, and also the due date, should be about halfway down the page from the top. This type of cover sheet or cover page is used mostly for formal papers and documents, and in college mostly for research papers. And this is the way basically that would look. Now I want you to notice something. When you use a cover page, the first page of your document then has no ID block. If you use a cover page, you don't also need to use an ID block. Also notice you do not repeat the title. Simply start your document at the top of the first page and go on through. So basically you have two choices. The top one is a regular paper or an essay. In that case you would use the ID block. The bottom example is a cover page, but it's only used basically for long papers or in college for research papers. So you have your choice. Pick the one that's right for whatever document it is you're working on, but only use one. Don't use both. Alright then, I think that'll do it.